Hi guys, welcome to Inside Tartaria. Well, we're going to look at Tartaria. Some people know of Tartaria as... Hi guys, so in the last video we talked about the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. But what if I told you that was just one of thousands, yes you heard me, thousands of fires from 1850 to 1888 around the United States. Now again guys, if these cities were not but sparsely populated before the Civil War, then why were so many burnt down? And we're talking St. Louis, Chicago obviously, San Francisco through the earthquake, Minnesota, Omaha, Texas, Utah, Florida, Mississippi, all of these areas, plus about 800 more, all burned from 1850 to 1888, with the culmination of the Chicago expedition in 1891. And even into the early 1900s, there were still some fires. So were these fires man-made? Were they a disaster that occurred that they don't speak about? Were they an Armageddon event and they don't want you to know that we've already gone through that event? What could it be that would cause all of these fires? So we're going to get into that. And please like, please subscribe, and please comment, guys. The comment helps the algorithm. Follow if you love this content. If you like this content, you can donate to help us keep doing this. We're going to go to these cities. We're going to find the buildings that are still standing. And if we got to sneak into them, we will. We're going to find out what the heck is going on here. Because what they tell you is not true. Okay, so, like I said, there were all these fires. So let's take a look at some of them. Now, there's a website you can go to called The Great American Fires of the 19th Century. And it's a great website. It has a list of different fires, different cities, when they happened, the date that they happened, and where they happened. So we're going to look at the Great New York Fire. I mean, we've all heard of Chicago, but what about the Great New York Fire? Let's look at it. So the inheritors that created the narrative says that there were 3 great fires in New York. One in 1776, which is very interesting because we were literally in the middle of this revolution, and I've never heard of this. One in 1835, that's the one we'll talk about today. And then one in 1845. Now, I think all this destruction culminated in World War II. That's when they were pretty much done destroying everything. But now, let's go back to 1835. So in 1835, they claim, and you can pause, rewind, and read all that, but in 1835, they claim that approximately 13 acres or 700 buildings were destroyed through a great fire. Now, they claim it was over $600 million in today's money of damage, guys. $600 million in today's money. And this fire pretty much destroyed everything in Manhattan. Again, never heard about this fire. They never talk about this fire. But, let's see what else it says. It also says that, good news, only 2 people died in this $650 million damage fire. Don't that sound like there was probably really nobody there and they just came through and burnt it? I mean, how did 2 people only die? It burnt concrete structures. How would they know that 2 people died? I mean, damn, if it could burn steel, I don't think they're going to find your body. But nevertheless, the narrative is, quote, on the bitter cold night of 1835. It was a very cold night, guys. And the gas lines that were running into a coal plant leaked. And kaboom, gas leak, explosion. That caused $650 million damage. And this gas leak happened late at night. And somehow all these people were able to get the heck out of there because it was quick, right? Within like 5 hours, it had destroyed everything, guys. Which is amazing nevertheless. But if you notice in these pictures, you'll see the top hat men. And if you go back to a previous video called What About All the Hats, it talks about the top hat men and mercury and how they were putting mercury in these top hats. This is proven in creating mercury poisoning and making like Alice in Wonderland crazy people. And that's why you needed so many insane asylums. And you can go see that in another video too about the insane asylums. But if you notice in the video, all the people standing outside seem to be wearing their top hats. And we believe that the top hats are the controlling class, right? The ones that took over and destroyed, stole, plundered, took what they wanted, took the technology, patented it, made it their own, and started charging us to use what we already had. But anyway, so here's this fire, right? It just blows up. Coal, I mean, that makes sense, Coal and gas is gonna be a big explosion, for sure. But why have we never heard of this, guys? $650 million. Never heard about it. You hear about a lantern being knocked over. At least the narrative's better than a lantern, right? But this gas explosion that only killed 2 people, that destroyed 700 steel concrete buildings. Now, why in 1835, would they even have an infrastructure like that, guys? Think about that. 1835, and you have an infrastructure so big that you have these massive concrete and steel buildings. And then just one cold night, it all just goes away. Maybe it was like Nero who burnt down Rome. I mean, hey, like John Lennon said, New York is the modern day Rome. When in Rome. But another cool thing about this narrative I wanted to let you know before I go. And again, like, subscribe, share, guys. Please do that. Comment. But so in the narrative, they claim that there was 1,500 firemen that were supposed to be on duty that night. Okay, guys. They only could get 300 of them to help fight the fire. Let that sink in. What are 300 firemen going to do to 13 acres burning down and 700 buildings? I mean, it's such a crazy narrative, guys. And that's just some of the stuff we find in a recent past. So was there a global event? Was there a mass extinction event? Was there even people here to be extinct? Did they repopulate us? You can go find all this in the other videos. Please follow the series. Go on YouTube. Please support. And remember, stay inside Tartary.